What's up, everybody? Welcome to Podcast Now. I'm Alex. In this video, I want to go over the best Vault Hunter to pick in Borderlands 3. Now, the title is to get you guys in. Even what I just said is to get you guys in. Here's the deal with Borderlands 3 and with these Vault Hunters. There's 4 of them you can choose, and they're all very, very, very good, and they're all very different play styles, okay? So it's not even necessarily which one is the best, more like which one is the best for you. So we're going to be going over all 4. I'm going to be talking about kind of like their strengths, what you would use these characters for, and ultimately that is going to be the deciding factor of which one you're going to pick. Again, while I would actually kind of like it for video purposes at least, if there was a best one, it does make a lot of sense, especially in the frame of Borderlands. Borderlands has never been a game where, you could pick an actual character that is better or worse than other characters. Yes, there are some things that are better or worse from one character to the other, but all these characters are crazy good, crazy fun to play as, and it's just which one suits your playstyle. It's more about how you actually go about playing Borderlands 3. So the first Vault Hunter is Amara, and I would kind of, consider her a tank without being a tank. And what I mean by that is she thrives offensively, but is not necessarily a bullet sponge, but you do want her in the middle of the action, especially a lot of her perks or her skill tree stuff, which we're going to talk about. I actually think I'm going to be doing a future video. We'll talk about like the best skills to acquire for these characters, but she is one that's, again, totally into offensive, and not just literally, attacking enemies, shooting them, whatever, but pushing the fight to them. So you want to use her on the front line, and her skills in particular, like literally her skill tree stuff, is best if she's being attacked from all angles. So you really do want her in the middle of everything. So that's pretty much her MO. That's what she's good at, and her skills will definitely benefit from you being the aggressor, from you being in the middle of the action and staying there. It's a little bit different than a future Vault Hunter we're going to be talking about in a second. You need to stay there. You need to be that person that takes those hits, because that's what your skills kind of dictate. So again, this is a character for somebody who is more like that. This is not the character to play as if you're one of those, kind of sit back, be a support type, maybe snipe from far distances. And obviously with so many guns, so many different play styles because of all the different, weapons that were given in this game, one play style of yours may not be the same as somebody else's. So you definitely don't want to be a kind of sit back person with Amara. You need to be somebody that goes into the battle. She's much like a siren. Now, Zane is next, and the thing with him is he's like Amara, but slightly different. And what I mean is you can use him somewhat like her, but again, also slightly different. This is a character that gets into the action and is a lot more chaotic. A lot of his skills revolve around his clone and kind of doubling himself. So, firstly, that is the major thing that makes this character unique, is there's a second character of the same, and you can get skills just in general where you throw a grenade and the other, your clone throws a grenade as well. They can self-destruct, a lot of things like that. So, this, Zane, again, he is more of the chaotic one. A lot of grenades, a lot of explosions, a lot of getting in and getting out. And what I mean by that is that's by using your clone. And that's if you want to be in the middle of the action. If you want to be the one to go in there and kind of, be messy, have fun, he's the character. He's the character that goes in, blows up a bunch of stuff, but before he blows the stuff up, he evacuates, he leaves, and he teleports back to his clone, which is one of his abilities. And you want to use that, and that's the main thing, because obviously you can take, your own damage. So if you want to be the person that causes a lot of explosions, causes a lot of damage in general, he's the guy. At the same time, you don't have to use him for that. You can use him in reverse. The clone will do stuff for you. You can be a sit-back kind of person. So you don't have to be the attacker. You can actually be one that's a more support character. So, you can actually kind of use him 2 different ways, but neither way involves him being in the action all that long. He's more of like a hit-and-run guy, or he's a guy who doesn't even go into the action at all. Now, Moze, I've seen a lot from online, is kind of that be-all character, a character that's pretty, like, user-friendly, a character that if this is your first Borderlands, it's actually my first main Borderlands, like, jumping into it long-term. This is a character that best fits maybe even us, because this is a character that's kind of like a Titanfall character, actually, where she can be out of the mech suit, and you can only actually be in that suit for so long. It's a timed and small-timed ability, but when you're in that, you're pretty much indestructible. You cause major damage, damage, you really take next to no damage. So you can use that firstly as like a bullet sponge, you know, taking damage and not having your friends or your allies take it. And again, being able to wipe out complete rooms. You can save it for a boss, and again, this is just one of her actual abilities. They all have skills. All of these characters have skills that you can go down one or the other, kind of like skill trees. That'll obviously increase just basically their normal abilities. But again, this is kind of a do-it-all character. She's not overly sophisticated or like, you know, that elite on her own, but having the ability to basically be indestructible, invincible, obviously makes her very, very good. So she kind of is that be-all character. She can do normal, you know, above average damage when you're just playing as the person, which you're going to be doing more time than not. You'll spend most of the time not in the suit. Again, it's a limited ability. You don't have all that long to be in there. So you're going to be spending most of the time as actual Moze. And during that time, you'll be fine. There's plenty of abilities that you can use for her just in general. You can do, you know, again, above average damage, and then when you get into the suit, again, you can use it just to clear out enemies whenever you feel like it. You can use it if you're in a tight bind, if you're about to die, if your allies or your friends are, you know, they're on low health. You can use it to kind of protect them, or you can use it maybe against the boss, get a quick, you know, kind of finisher there. So a lot of different ways to use this character. Again, very, very user-friendly, and probably the best one to do if you're just jumping into the game. And then there's FL4K, and he's the long distance. So he's not necessarily support, although, I mean, I guess, considering he's not into the... It depends on what you categorize the support class as, but he is a farther away, okay? So he attacks people from far away, and that's just you as a character. So if you're playing as him, obviously, you don't want to be up in the action. However, part of you, or part of your abilities, is to kind of allow that, because he revolves around his pets. He has 3 different pets, and these are just your basic abilities, and they will do the stuff for you. They will go in, they'll attack. You can actually upgrade them through your skills. Again, they can actually end up reviving you, so there's a lot of things you can actually do with them, but they will get the kills for you up close. Okay, they're going to be the ones that go closer to the fight, and rather you. Okay, you stay back, you handle things from far away. Again, you'll do average, above average damage just in general. You'll be just fine. But if you're not using the pets, you're really wasting the character. The character is designed around using these, again, these AI basically, as his main tool, as his tool to attack, as his tool. Also, I believe if you're grounded or if you're down on the ground and you need that kind of one kill to bring yourself back up, the pets actually, their kills count. So if they kill an enemy while you're on the ground, you can get back up because of that. So very, very good, and they're very, very powerful. And again, you can use the abilities to get them, you know, even more powerful. Actually, end up reviving you. So he thrives around really the help of just the AI. But you definitely want to use that. Again, he's more of that long range person. So I guess you wouldn't really want to use him if you yourself, you as the player, wants to be the one to attack the enemies. You want the satisfaction of taking them out. You're not going to get that with him because it's technically, I guess you could say, not you actually doing it. So there's the 4 Vault Hunters, and again, they're all pretty much different. You have kind of like the bullet sponges, the people that need to be into the fight, a person that goes into the fight and then kind of quickly exits it. You know, you have an all-around character, and you have one from far away. So you really have a jack of all trades really cast here that you just have to pick. Again, it really depends on your playstyle. If you're more of that support, that long range, then obviously the android with the dogs are your best option, or the pets. If you're new to it, maybe Moses. So there's a lot of different options there. It depends on how you actually play this game, and you know, I think that's probably the best advice I can give you. However you want to play this game, go based off of that with the descriptions I gave you on these kind of classes pretty much, but Vault Hunters if you want to use the specific term. Guys, let me know in the comments below, who would you recommend? If you know, if other people are watching this video, they scroll down in the comments, what would you want them to pick, or who should they pick based off their play style? Let us know in the comments below. If there's anything you want us to cover Borderlands 3 related, let us know as well. We're giving away this game for free on any console or any system that it's out on, so make sure you guys check that video out on the channel. Make sure you guys are subscribed, hit that bell icon, all that good stuff. I hope to see you guys on future Borderlands videos.